Okay, folks, this is really heavy on the system. However, just wanted to show you a little bit of, things I have that I've been mucking with, trying to get to work, and they changed how cameras work in 426, so now I got to relearn how to do the camera stuff, and oh, they try to dumb shit down sometimes, and when they do that, you lose neat little tricks that you used to use to do things, right? And anyway, this is a massive little city. It's kind of cyberpunkish, and we're gonna have something happen here, right? That's why it lags. I'm just doing it real slow, right? Like if I turn off OBS and turn off and compile this, it would run okay on this card, which you got to remember I have the Unreal Engine on, which uses X amount of memory. Then I'm running it in this little thing in a screen and recording it on OBS. Yeah, and that's why it's at 720p rather than, big screen. Uh, the first few times I tried this, tried to put this player guy in here. It just crashed. It just went. So, oh, yeah, this isn't gonna fucking go well. But anyway, yeah. It's really nicely done, and this is what I do. I find things on sale that artists have done some really good work, and then I'm going to turn them into uses of little stories and stuff. And I like the idea that this has flying cars, and it's a blueprint where then you can set up a track, put the car on it, and it will go along on this little track. So I can use these things in other projects, other pieces, and this is once you get a nice sized library like I have, you can start having some fun making little stories and things. The biggest issue I had that I was going to get to later on was voiceover stuff. Well, then they came in with this plugin you can use, and at first it was free, and then everybody found out and they started, using this free voice thing. You would just type some text in, and then you could have it would voice according to the style of an actor. He would, I guess, they'd sit the guy down and have him do like 1,000 words or some crap or the entire dictionary, and you could even put emotions into things, and it sounded bloody realistic. And I thought, well, this is neat. It's free, and now it's like for so much time it costs this amount of money, and like, you know what, Hollywood got a hold of them then, because fuck this shit, I'm not paying that, no way. I'll do it myself and get some friends to do it and give them a case of beer or some shit, you know like that's the way it should be. Fuck your Hollywood and fuck your goddamn Hollywood rates. I'm just sitting there, and just so you guys know, I'm from Canada, and they got this Bill C-10, and they're gonna do all this weirdo shit, right? This is pretty professional looking, isn't it? Yeah. So I fall under the I'll fall under the Broadcast Act, because it actually puts in there, if you do something professional, you don't get an exemption. Okay. So I don't even have to be affiliated to YouTube or Twitch. I just have to do something really cool looking, right? Well, fuck you assholes. And the NDP are being roasted on Facebook over it, okay? Just roasted. I haven't seen a positive comment. They're even being roasted over the guy, this so-called terrorist guy that killed some Muslims or some shit, right? It's bullshit. You can tell that, suddenly all these people are discovering some kind of racism when the rumor comes out that the guy's a lefty, and that they scrub all the social media so you can't find out, so that they can run with this stupid ass narrative. And this is the kind of things that these bills like Bill C-10 do. They cut off all the discussion so that nobody can find out the truth. The truth is being buried because of all these idiots. And you know what? We got to thank all these politicians of all the parties at the next election poll. I know, it's almost like got to pick some really flimsy fucking party that's barely ever been anywhere and just vote them all in, you know. They'd be so disorganized they wouldn't know what to do for 4 years, 4 or 5 years, which is perfect. We don't need any more damn laws. Just need to enforce the ones you have. Just fuck off with this shit. And they're handing this Bill C-10 to a guy at the CRTC that he just overturned a court ruling that would have given everybody in Canada cheaper internet. So which party wants to stand up and say they don't want to give everyone in Canada cheaper internet during a pandemic when we're all stuck at fucking home and you can't buy new hardware anywhere because, you know, I could say something like that. I wrote a thing on this conservative guy's YouTube channel. I says, you know, it's interesting that I could buy a 3060 in a PC with all the stuff in it for $300 more than buying the 3060 by itself, and then you price all the hardware that's in there, and then you'll find out what the cost of the 3060 should be. You see what I'm saying, everybody? What they've done is they went and they bought all those cards at $700, jacked the price of a 3060 to $3,000, and that's the amount of money they're making off everybody. It's like a inflation, okay? That's inflation, by the way. If they were to account for that in a PC right now, inflation would be up about 10, 12, 13% easily, okay, when you averaged everything else out. You know, it's really weird. They say bread went up and all this. I go across the street, I can get a loaf of this brown bread for $1.64. I don't understand this. All the other breads that are like crappy for you have gone up. Yeah, well, you know, you're going to put all these chemicals into things, you know, it's going to cost more. Anyway, let's go wander around a little bit here. And I had the sound off in the last video, so I threw 2 tunes in there. And I'm going to use that music, by the way, plus something else I have to download, but is still free music. And I'll provide the links, like, that's all they want for an attribution, right? Which is fine. I don't mind doing that even, you know, and I'll even do that later on for these artists too. I like to give credit, you know. You give me something, I don't mind, you know, as long as it's reasonable. I would even pay for something that's reasonable. But you overprice shit and I just laugh at you. I'll go make it myself. Oof. See what I mean? Have to go 5 feet, stop, go 5 feet, stop, go 5 feet, because it's loading in stuff, eh? Like this is on the ultra low settings of Unreal too, so you can just imagine how pretty this would look at the high settings. And I could probably do medium settings when I turn all this crap off, which is nice. You know, it's huge. See? You got a whole city in here. And eventually, yeah, it might actually be more than a couple of months, but I will turn this into a kind of game that then you could play after all the cinematics. And yeah, somehow I forgot to turn off motion blur, so that's causing some issues. See, motion blur is good when you have a really high-end 3060 graphics card and you can run around with that, you know, just going like a madman. But when you have lesser hardware, like this isn't even lesser. This is upper mid-tier hardware I'm using here. An RX 560 is what they use in a PlayStation. Now, to be fair, what they do with the PlayStation is they'll add a shit ton of fast RAM and an SSD, okay, that's super fast. And then you just cool that bitch, okay? Because, man, you could cook eggs off one of those things. Like my roommate, who's got one, the reason why I haven't linked it up and started playing with it is twofold. One, let him play a little bit, you know, he's kind of separated from a wife, you know, he's got his issues. They're getting back together, I'm trying to help that out, right? You know, that's my good deed for the year, you know, whatever. So, that being said, eventually maybe she'll move in here once they get their selves sorted. So I don't mind her, she's good people. Anyway, she likes video games too, so you know, I get the 2 of them playing PlayStation games and just have them uploaded to my channel. You know, it'll be kind of like a fun thing. And so that being said, it gets really warm, and he's got a fan. He bought the wrong one, so that's the other reason is I don't want to overuse it. Now he forgot to tell me how to sort that out while he was away. I was going to do some stuff, and there's other PCs out there, and let's see, I've got 2 of them that I own, and his laptop that I'm using here, right? So I should just buy this laptop off him. He never uses it anyway. Not much anyway. Ugh, ugh. Okay, let's go over to the video game machine, see if there's something on it. See if you got Pac-Man or something on there. What do we got here? See, what I would do is I'd find out another guy's video game that's come out, and I put a little trailer in there. You see, and I can do that. I've shown that with some previous videos, that there's a Windows 10 thing, and it's Windows 10 only, and it's one of the only reasons. There's like a few things that I can do on Windows 10. I just can't with Windows 7. And it's not that Windows 7 can't, it's that they won't update it to allow it to do it. I mean, it's and all the crap that runs in the background of this thing. I spent a week trying to learn all the crap that I really can take out of here, and then they go and do an update. Then I had to do it all again. I got to write like a batch script and just, you know, I feel like I should just like send it to Microsoft. I'm doing this all the time, and so are millions of other people. Take this shit out, because we're going to take it out after you send it to us, no matter what you do. And if you force it so that we can't, we'll go to Linux. And that's another thing. There's a big push in the developer community to start using Linux, because of this operating system is just that much of a pain. And see, another thing I changed is the symbols there. I guess that's what, Japanese, or is that Chinese? I don't know what the hell it is. Cyber fighter. Indeed. You got all that graffiti on the ground, right? Look at that building. Do do do. Do do do. See, then what I got to do, right, is the next thing. What's this? High tech world. Install your own rest 24/7. Yeah, right. Eh? Sounds like a Microsoft. Anyway, see this little area where there'd be like a store, right? Put some kind of a shop interface in there, and then you could get things and trade, whatever. I mean, this is a lot more work once you get into something this size. But as you can see, considering all the things I'm running in the background, with 6 gigabytes of available memory to the graphics card and for RAM, because the infinite morons at AMD decided to put 2 gigabyte into the BIOS reserved for this Vega system, where when I'm not using heavy duty graphics, it uses that instead. And I'm like, so I got to put 32 in, and then I'll actually have 30. You just gonna hurt you. This, and it's not a bad thing, this. And I had to take out the superfetch thing, which uses the hard drive, because this particular laptop didn't get an SSD put in it, where some of the later versions of this, it did. If it did, then I wouldn't be having this issue right now. And in fact, I'd probably be able to do more with it, because the SSD is basically an oversized RAM chip, okay? And because of that, it would run at similar speeds, and then you wouldn't get this laggy crap. And that's why it was taking so long for me to load things up, right? Now I take that off, I'm seeing that not only am I having an issue here, where I can actually get into this and run around in it, right? And there was a tech guy from Microsoft who bitched at people for taking this off. And I'm the real world case for why you do. In any other circumstance, if you haven't, and here's another one, if Microsoft is constantly reading and writing off that SSD, right, as part of a cache to add memory, it's using up its lifespan, okay? That's something to remember, okay? You get finite cycles with an SSD. So while I would play a video game and run this stuff, I'd like to use it in RAM, right? I want to store stuff on a physical, actual hard drive because it will last longer and I'll have less issues. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, you know, and you might want to put the odd video game on an SSD, like Total War Warhammer 2 or something. Like when you think about it, you'd have Total Warhammer 1, 2, and 3 comes out, then they combine this giant sized bloody map. I mean, uh, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, this is kind of neat. I like this. Wander around some more. Hey, any change? You can get a pop. Do an animation so you can get a pop. Lots of stuff in here. I don't even know where I am in the map here. But, yeah. Oh, slow down. I don't want to go too far. So that's another thing I would put up in the upper right there. One of those little, I got one from a while back that it will show you where you are on a map, you know, up in the upper right, like most games do, kind of so you don't get lost, because holy shit, this is huge. Oh, there goes a car. Oh, there goes a car. Oh, that's the freeway. I wonder if I can get up there someday. Get run over by a car. Yeah, and that budget problem is it's starting to run out of memory. And Unreal is really nice. It will tell you that error. And what you can do is there's a command prompt you can do that will fix that so you can use more of this graphics card. Now the problem with that is once it reaches that limit, if you put it to the maximum of your card, you reach that limit, it's going to go, okay? So what you do is you take a little bit off and it will reach there, and what you do is it'll happen is you'll get lag versus a crash, okay? Just little things I learned. I see some guys throwing Steam games up and they have that problem there and they don't know what they're doing. I just, you know, that's when I go, ha 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 ha. Somebody don't know. Like, look at it, see? So I start to move. There's a lot of crap in this, eh? Yeah. See, you got stores you can set up here, people walking around, you know. This would be a little heavier, you know. Like, I'll be honest, that, you know, even with the 30 gigs of RAM in this, right, doing all this, once it's compiled, you would this RX 560 would be fine for it, I would think, until you start adding all kinds of other crap in, right? And it still looks pretty good considering, you know, like there's a nice shot. It's even got stop signs in there where they're flying around. Well, that's like an actual road up there. No, they're hover cars. Yeah. There's the future, right? Oh, that's interesting. It goes down over there and all around over there. Power cycle things over there. I can just hear the laptop go, the fans going like mad right now. But you see, like, you know, I can do a fair bit, but you see them starting to get a little blurry there, eh? Anyway, guys, I'm gonna take a break from doing this and play some video games for the next few days, and like I said, it's gonna be a couple of months before I get at this. When I get the new RAM, I'll be doing a ton of camera work because then I can get into these things a little easier and better without a crash. Like this is starting to, this is the limit right here. Any more than this, it's amazing. I can go back to stuff that I used to have problems with and do it no problem at all. Which I got to add another 3 minutes to another video, and then I'll add the audio in and put it out to you guys, and then you'll have to understand that that's not a final product, but it's just showing you how you can edit in stuff and have some tunes to give moods, right? And because in between that, there will be some characters having some chats and interactions and stuff like that, right? And I gotta, yeah. Got to get into learning how to do triggers and stuff like that in this stuff. Ooh, look at that, I got to run. See, I stood in an area for a while. It loads it all in for me. And you can kind of go, oh, there we go. There's a nice picture. Oof, oof, oof. My, my photographic card. Oh, that's a run. Amazing. Amazing it's running. It really is. I'm impressed. This was on sale for like so cheap, I just could not. There's the cars, right? So then you make one that you can go up and get into, and then just take off, man. Yeah. And they come across the road down here. Can I steal this car? No. I guess it's not GTA 5. Yet. You tell someone, oh, look at that, eh? Just zipping along. They're all over the place, these cars. Oh, look at this one up here. Come on. That looks nice. Wait a minute, that looks like a police car. Run! I didn't do it, Mom. Quick, over here. This looks like the edge of the map, eh? And what they do? They put water at the edge of the map. Wasn't that cool? It's like a racetrack, eh? You get a neat little racing area. Today, let's get out of here before I get run over by something. Woof, woof, woof. I think I've been here. Oh, that way, that way. It's a testament to AMD that it works much better. That's funny. I got some kind of weird notification on Windows 7 and an email that I could upgrade my Windows 7 for free, and I'm like, no bloody way, man. Go fuck yourself. If I really need to, I can bring stuff over there that I can do without any Windows 10 needs and do it much faster. The only thing is that I got half the cores or threads to compile shaders, so shaders take longer. Whoa. Wait a minute. It's saying to go that way. Well, what if I go the other way? Oh, wait. What's this telling me? Yeah. Let's go back the other way. What? No more arrows? What's it say here? I can't read that. Oh, there's an arrow. Maybe I'm going the right way. Oh, I'm in a very glowy area. Anyway, guys, just explore this area for a week. Never get anywhere. Let's go over this way. These big buildings. Then I go around the other side. Oh, there's some water. Oh, let's go this way. So you're for a little gang and you want your logo put somewhere, contact me. Yeah, not. That's funny. See, this is what I was trying to say in the first video where I didn't have audio. Is there's this thing called decals, and that's what the writing is. It's not actually, on a part of an image that or texture. And you can then do a pack of decals. And I was going to try and tell some of these comics guys they should do some of this and make some art and different things and put them in decal packs and get a hold of a guy like me and then put them up at a marketplace. At least then you have a revenue stream, right? In front of, a fair-sized bunch of people that would pay, 10 or 20 bucks for a couple hundred of these things, right? And you could do more and more detailed stuff that's worth a little more, right? Blah, blah, blah. Posters and stuff like that, right? Just trying to open people's ideas to more interesting stuff. Oh, yeah. Let's just run down the road. Running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 18 billion women on my mind. But I'm locked down. And I don't know. End of that song. Copyright. Stop. Turn. Oh, yeah, there we go. Way over there. Looks like this road goes all the way around. Oh, I can get up there. Get run over by a car. That's funny. Jump. Let's do stupid shit, eh? Yeah. Okay, boss. Let's run down a highway. What if there's collision detection? It'd knock me right into next week. We got water on the road. Uh-oh. I don't like that sound. That looks ominous, doesn't it? Dun, 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 dun. Anyone behind me? Oh. It's like the car stops, eh? Just sitting there. We detected a human. We must stop. Okay. This is like the launch area, eh? It's like launching a Viper from a thing, eh? Swing, out you go. Anyway, folks. There you go. Going down the track. Ah, that's cool. Anyway, guys, I'll let you go.